Contamination of soil with harmful things is known as, so how do we call when soil is contaminated? We call it soil erosion, soil pollution. It is called soil pollution. When the soil is contaminated, it is called soil pollution and not erosion and not conservation, not disturbance. Name the water retention structures below. These are holes. This is a hole which has been dug. You can see these are the holes in agriculture. Why do we do that? Name the water retention structures. This one is called water retention pits. This one is called water retention pits. The following are ways in which conserving vitamins and mineral salts in vegetables during handling, preparation, and cooking. Which one is not? Which one is not? Cutting, washing, boiling, peeling. The following are ways of conserving vitamins and mineral salts in vegetables during handling, preparation, and cooking. Which one is not? Cutting, washing, boiling, peeling. So boiling is not there during preparation. Removal of excess seedlings in a crop field is known as, how do you call that? Is it pruning, reducing, thinning, gapping? It is called thinning. Thinning is the process of removing excess seedlings from in a crop field. Mr. Mundi, a nutrition teacher, was teaching his learners factors determining a cooking method. Which one is not? Factors determining a cooking method. Number A, flavor. Is it a factor? Time, fuel, equipment. Flavor is not, but time is a factor. How long will you cook that food? Fuel, we need fuel, and we need to adjust fuel into a certain food. Therefore, we need an equipment. Therefore, flavor is not necessary. The equipment below is used when roasting meat. The equipment is referred to as, this is meat which has been put on a stick-like thing. So how do we call that in agriculture and food nutrition? That one is called a skewer. Grade 7 learners from Hope Academy were collecting materials used in laundering loose colored clothes. Which one of the following materials was not collected? Vinegar, bleaching agent, salt, lemon. Used in laundering loose colored clothes. Which one of the following materials was not collected? Bleaching agent was not collected. The process of constructing fabric is known as, when you construct a fabric, a cloth, how do we call that process? A fabric is researching on methods of adding value to crop produce. Which of the following is a method of adding value to crops? Storing, harvesting, drying, boiling. So if to add value to crop produce, you need to dry them. Grade 8 learners from one primary went to the nearby market to create awareness among the public on ways of preventing soil pollution. Which of the following means was not used? Poster, that's okay. Dramatization, poems, dancing is not a way of getting public awareness. Planting trees where none existed is known as deforestation, afforestation, reforestation, agroforestry. It is afforestation is where you plant trees where they were never there, where they were not. Afforestation. Which of the following is not a method of conserving the agricultural environment? Stone lines, trash lines, overcropping, soil pans. Overcropping is not a way of conserving the agricultural environment. Overcropping is not. A plan of how various farm components are arranged and set up in a farm is known as farm structure, arrangement, model, layout. It is called farm layout. It is called farm layout. A plan on how various farm components are arranged and set up in a farm is called farm layout. 3 of the following are types of water storage tanks except one. Which one is it? Plastic tank, rubber, metallic, concrete. We do not have rubber tank. We have metallic tank, we have concrete tanks, we have plastic tanks. So we don't have rubber tank. Which one of the following is not an example of an innovative kitchen garden? Which one of the following is not? So you need to read the question, the one which is asked which one is not, so that you don't confuse the multiple choices. So which one of the following is not an example of an innovative kitchen garden? The container is an innovative one. Multi-story, seedbed, wing, right? Which one is not? So seedbed is not one of the innovative of a kitchen gardener. But we can plant some cabbages in a container and put them outside here. And we can have a multi-story, the one that we build here on layers, and they plant some crops there. But seedbed is not. We get different products from domestic animals. Goat gives us meat and milk. Meat from a goat is called, how do we call the meat from a goat? It is called jevon. Jevon. Meat from a goat is called jevon. Which materials of the composites? So remember, meat from the cow is called the beef. This is from the cow. Mutton. I was saying that mutton is the meat from the sheep. Jevon is the meat from a goat. Beef from a cow, and the bacon is from parts of a pig. That is the name of the meat from different animals. Which material of the compost pit introduces bacteria for decomposition? Number 17. Is it the manure, topsoil, ash, green leaves, refuse? So which material of the compost pit introduces bacteria? It is the topsoil. Topsoil is the one that produces the bacteria for the composition. Which of the following tools and materials is not used when making pottery fold? Do we use sacks? No. We can use a grow hammer, measuring tape, wood, and we don't use a sack. No sacks are used. The dam saw a small wild animal on her farm that was eating her poultry eggs. Which wild animal was it likely to be? Monkey, squirrel, mongoose, mole. That one is a mongoose. Name the crop pest that eats the stem of a vegetable crop. The one that eats the stem is called the cutworm. Cutworms eat the stems of the crops. 3 of the following are methods of preserving meat except one. Which one is not? Salting is there, smoking, sun drying, fermentation is not. Fermentation is not a method of preserving meat. Which of the following is a planting material? Planting material: buds, vines, manure, fruits. These are the vines. Beans and eggs are examples of what? Energy-giving food, protective foods, bodybuilding foods, legumes. Remember, these are proteins. So proteins are energy-giving food. These are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy body. Protective foods, bodybuilding foods. Yeah, these are called bodybuilding foods because they are proteins. They make the body grow. So they are called bodybuilding foods. Protective foods, these are vitamins. When you eat a lot of vitamins, they protect the body against diseases. Which of the following is not a type of soil erosion? We have real erosion, gully erosion. So numbers. Contour erosion is never there. We don't have contour erosion. Which of the following is an indigenous vegetable crop? Indigenous vegetable crop. Indigenous: cabbage, bigweed, carrots, kales. Bigweed is an indigenous vegetable crop. Joey was studying micronutrients found in the food. Some of the micronutrients she studied were carbohydrates and vitamins, proteins and vitamins. Joy was studying micronutrients found in food. Some of the micronutrients I studied, we call them vitamins and mineral salts. These are the micronutrients found in food: vitamins and mineral salts. Name the method used to control sheet erosion. Which method do we use to control sheet erosion, it is growing vegetable cover. Growing vegetable cover prevents sheet erosion. Farming practices aimed at least disturbances of the soil are known as farming practices aimed at least disturbances of the soil are known as minimum tillage. Minimum tillage is the practice aimed at giving least disturbances to the soil. Which of the following is not a maintenance practice carried out on crops? Pruning is a maintenance, watering, adding up, sowing is not. The best way to control weeds in the nursery bed is digging, uprooting, using chemicals, slashing. It is uprooting. In a bed sheet, in a nursery, you need to uproot them, the weeds. That is the best way to control them. Section B, which contains 40 marks. Grade 8 learners from Academy were discussing soil conservation activities. Outline 3 soil conservation activities they were likely to discuss. One activity is called practicing strip cropping. Practicing strip cropping. Another activity they can take is constructing band construction. Constructing Another activity is constructing trash lines. Constructing trash lines. They can also construct grassed waterways. Also constructing of stone lines is another way. So those are the activities which help in soil conservation. Define soil conservation. What is soil conservation? Soil conservation is a combination of farming practices to protect soil from degradation. Soil conservation is a combination of farming practices soil from degradation. Name the method of soil conservation method in the diagram below. This one is called strip cropping. This method of soil conservation is called strip cropping. Tracy visited her farm and identified vegetables that were attacked by pests by looking at them. Raised 3 signs that she observed on the vegetables attacked by pests. First, the leaves were curled. So curl leaves, that was the first sign. Punctured leaves. Some leaves had holes, so those leaves were punctured. Cut off seedlings. So those are the 3 major signs that show by observation that the pests had already attacked the vegetables. Define post-harvest practices in crop management. What is post-harvest practices? These are the practices carried out after harvesting crops to preserve the quality and to prolong the shelf life of harvested crops. This is practices, so let's use the plural. These are practices carried out after harvesting crops to preserve the quality and prolong the life of harvested crops. So one of the method of post-harvest practices is drying. An example is drying. Yes. Discuss 4 post-harvest practices carried out on vegetables. Now we are on vegetables. Number 1 is cleaning, drying, sorting, grading, packaging. So those are the practices discussed for. Sorting, grading, packing. Pascal was dressing a poultry carcass. Discussed the practices he carried out to dress the poultry carcass. First thing is to behead. To behead is to remove the head, then remove the fetus. It is called defeathering. washing, and then pottery. Fold. Then we are removing the fold to a new site. Keep the fold in a safe place. Another practice, provide birds with clean water. Provide birds with clean water. Maintain hygiene in the fold. Maintain hygiene in the fold. Define a seam. A seam is any part of an garment where two or more pieces of fabric are joined. Is any part of a garment. Is any part of a garment where two or more pieces of fabric are joined. It's called a seam together. Join together using permanent stitches. Using of seams used in clothing construction. We have plain seam, open seam, overlaid seam, we have French seam, double stitched seam, run and fail seam, so we have many of them. But we mentioned only 3. Grade 8 learners who are learning qualities of a good seam, give 3 qualities that they learned. It must be family seam. It has family stitches. It is family stitched. it is neatly stitched. Neat. Properly matched. Properly matched. Another quality is that well pressed and flat. Another one is accurately stitched. Miss Paulina, grade 8 teacher, invited a resource person to teach her learners on methods of cleaning kitchen services. A list 5 methods that the learners were taught by the resource person. Dusting, wiping, scrubbing, mopping, vacuum cleaning, discuss the process followed when processing fresh fish. What the first thing you do is scaling, then cutting, cleaning, followed by salting, then deep frying. You scale, gut, clean, salt, and then deep fry. Remember to share.